Today we discuss section 4.4 examples of non-unique factorization into irreducibles. First, we define what is an unique factorization in a domain. We say that a factorization in a domain D is unique if whenever we have product of reducibles P1, P2, etc., Pr equal to Q1, Q2, etc., Qs, where these Pi's and Pj's are irreducibles in D. Then, in order to say that this factorization is unique, we need to get first that R is equal to S, and the second condition is there is a permutation between these suffixes. That is, there exists a permutation pi of the numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. R such that Pi and Q of pi I are associates. That means if you write this P1, etc., PR, then you can get Q1, Qn1, etc., Qn R, such that this P1 is an associate of this Qn1, etc., PR is an associate of Qnr. That means these expressions are unique up to the order of course, up to the order of these factors and up to a unit. Okay, so this is the definition of unique factorization into irreducibles in an integral domain. In this section, we will discuss some examples for non-unique factorization domains. In order to get that, we start with quadratic number fields. We know that a number field k is a finite extension of q, so that can be written as q of theta, where theta is an algebraic number. If you go through the theorems of chapter 2, we can say that if k is a number field, then this k can be in fact written as q of theta, with theta is algebraic integer. So this is the difference between what is the difference between algebraic number and algebraic integer. If you consider algebraic integer, the minimum polynomial of this theta will be of integral coefficients, while this minimum polynomial of this algebraic number is with a rational polynomial. So in theorem 2 we can see the theorem which states that any number field can be written as q of theta. If this number field is said to be quadratic, then the degree of theta, or k degree of k over q, is 2. That means degree of theta over q is 2. This shows that the minimum polynomial of theta over q is of degree 2. That means theta satisfies a monic integral polynomial over q. So this is theta square plus a theta plus b equal to 0. From this you can write this theta is equal to minus a plus or minus root of b square minus 4 a square minus 4b divided by 2. So you can write it as some rational number r1 plus this root of course this a square minus 4b is always an integer because a and b are integers. So this can be written as some r2 times d. This d is a square free number. R2 is again an integer, divided by R1 and R2 are integers, divided by 2. So this can be written as q of theta now can be written as q of root d, because this R1 by 2 and R2 by 2 are elements of rational numbers. So any quadratic number field takes this form. This is also discussed in chapter 2. So first you write this. I think this is discussed in chapter 3. Once you got this q of root d, we need to consider q of root d for some square free number d as the general form of a quadratic number field. So here we will see some quadratic number fields which are not unique factorization domains. First we consider there are so many numbers these are all corresponding to these numbers q of root d are all non unique factorization domains. So we will discuss in this theorem 4.10, we will discuss the method how we show that this q of root minus 5 is not unique factorization domain. That means you can use these arguments to prove that a a domain is a non-unique factorization domain. First, now you consider 6 in q of root minus 5. Obviously, 6 is an element of this because 2 is an element of q of root minus 5, 3 is element of this. So this 6 can be written as 2 into 3 and 1 plus root minus 5 into 1 minus root minus 5. Okay, so there is a different expression for the 6. We will prove that these two expressions are product of irreducibles, but it does not satisfy the definition what we have defined in the beginning of this section. So first we prove that this q 2 3 1 plus root minus 5 1 minus root minus 5 are all irreducibles. That's the first thing. So in order to prove that, we will consider norm of these numbers. If you consider any a plus b root minus 5 in q of root, actually we are what we have going to prove is the ring of integers of q of root d. These are non-unique factors in domain, not this q of root d. Q of root d is always, that is very important thing, q of root d is always a field. Okay, so once you consider any element of this field, you can every element of this field is a unit. Okay, so you can never get any factorization as a proper factorization here. So because every non-zero quantity of this q of root is a unit. So in order to get a proper factorization, you need to write it as a non-zero non-unit. Okay, so there is no scope of studying the factorization of q of root d in this field. So what we have considered here is ring of integers. That is important thing. Ring of integers of q of root d. Since ring of integers of q of root d is a subring of or substructure of a field, obviously that is an integral domain. Okay, because that should not contain any zero divisors. In fact, that ring of integers contains 1, therefore that is always an integral domain. So if you consider an arbitrary element of the ring of integers of this, that is denoted by this symbol, then n of, we know that norm is always an integer in for a ring of integers. So n of a plus b root minus 5 is equal to a square plus 5b square. Okay, now in this case, what are the norms? The norms are, norm of 2 is 4, norm of 3 is 9, and norm of 6 is norm of 1 plus root minus 5 is 6, and norm of this number 1 minus root minus 5, that is also 6. So these are the norms, okay, respectively. If 2 is equal to, first we prove that this 2 is an irreducible. Okay, so we will consider a factorization for 2. If 2 is equal to x into y, where xy belongs to O, we will prove that this is not a proper factorization. Okay, so if we can write it as, if 2 is equal to x y, then 4 is the norm of 2, so 4 can be written as n of 2, but n of 2 can be written as, this is the factorization, n of 2 can be written as n of x into n of y. So this 4 is equal to n of x into n of y, so that n of x equal to plus or minus 2, as this norm is always a rational integer element of z. So this the only possibilities for this n of x is plus or minus 2, and n of y is plus or minus 2 again. Clear? Similarly, non-trivial divisors of 3 must, if they exist, have norm plus or minus 3. That is because if you write the same thing, 3 is equal to xy, we know that norm of 3 is this, and norm of xy is norm of x into norm of y, as this is the product of the monomorphisms. So this can be written as n of x is equal to plus or minus 3, since these are integers, and n of y is also plus or minus 3. So if there exists any divisor for 3, we can get norm of that is plus or minus 3. So if you consider 2 and 3, we can say that any divisor of 2 or 3 have the norms plus or minus 2 or plus or minus 3. These are the possibilities of the devices of norms of the devices of 2 and 3. Okay. Now we consider 1 plus or minus root minus 5, then norm of this number is 6. Okay, so 6 can be written if there exists a divisor for these numbers, then we can write it as the only possible devices, the only possible norms of the devices is plus or minus 2 plus or minus 3. Clear? Now if we consider a ring of integers of this q of root minus 5, and this minus 5 is not congruent to 1 mod 4, then the ring of, in any general form of any element of ring of integers of q of root minus 5 is a plus b root of minus 5. So the norm of the general element of that O is a square plus 5b square. In order to get a divisor for these four numbers, that should have the norm plus or minus 2 or plus or minus 3. Okay, so from this equation you can easily get this 5, this b is 0, otherwise this will be greater than or equal to this number. So from this you can get as b is equal to 0 immediately. Because of this, mod b is greater than or equal to 1 implies that modulus of this is greater than or equal to 5. If mod b this implies mod b is equal to 0. So the only possibility is a square is equal to plus or minus 2 or a square is equal to plus or minus 3. That means this since a is an integer, so this is not possible. A is an integer means a is a rational integer element of z, then a square equal to plus or minus 2 is not possible. That means there is no proper divisors for 2, 3, 1 plus root minus 5 and 1 minus root minus 5 in ring of integers of q of root minus 5. That means we have proved that these numbers 2, 3, 1 plus root minus 5, 1 minus root minus 5 are all irreducibles. But we have the expression that 2 into 3 is same as 1 plus root minus 5 and 1 minus root minus 5. Okay, we have this expression. So this is the expression as a product of irreducibles. In order to get this is a unique factorization, we need to get the 2 is an associate of one of these. Okay, but we know that norm of 2 is 4 and norm of this is 6. So 2 and this one of these numbers are associate, then we can get norm of x is plus or equal to plus or minus norm of 5 from the previous theorem. So here we cannot get norm of 2 as plus or minus any of norm of these numbers. So from these two equation we can say that this 2 is not an associate of neither of these quantities. Similarly, we can get 3. So we can say that this factorization is not unique. Okay, so this is an example for non-unique factorization domains. Now you can prove that these ring of integers of these numbers, these ring of integers of q of root minus 6 etc. Are all non-unique factorization domains. Okay, so you need to consider the different factorization for 6 in q of root minus 6 as these numbers, and you will prove that 2, 3, root minus 6, root minus 6 are all irreducibles, and this 2 is not an associate of neither of these numbers. Okay, so similarly we can prove all this. One thing you should remember is you are considering the ring of integers of this q of root minus 6. So first you have to in order to prove this factorization is not unique, you need to consider the general form of this q, this O. That means if D is, that means the classification of the ring of integers. So you should remember one thing for this proof. If D is not congruent to 1 mod 4, then the ring of integers O is Z of root D. Otherwise, this will be, if is congruent to 1 mod 4, then this will be 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 root D. So this is the general form. This is the classification of ring of integers. So you need to consider this, or you need to keep in mind that O has two different classification according to the nature of this D. So this is the only thing you need to remember for proving all these as non-unique factorization domains. So these are all examples for non-unique factorization domains. In the previous theorem, we have seen some examples for non-unique factorization as the ring of integers of quadratic number field Q of root d with d is negative. In this theorem, we will consider non-unique examples for non-unique factorization domains uh, by considering the ring of integers of Q of root d with d is positive. These are lesson number. So the examples are ring of integers of Q of root d with d is equal to these numbers. Okay, one thing you should remember is these numbers should be square free. Otherwise, you can if you consider an element 8 d as 8, you need not worry about Q of root 8 because this is same as Q of root 2. Okay, so that's why we are saying that we need to consider only square free numbers here. Okay, otherwise that will be equal to some Q of root d with d square free. Here, if you consider the positive numbers, the Q of root n is ring of integers of Q of root n is an example for non-unique factorization domain. So the different factorizations are 2 into 3 and 4 plus root 10, 4 minus root 10. So this is 16 minus 10, that is same as 6. So we will prove these 2, 3, 4 plus 4 plus or minus root 10 are all irreducibles by looking into the norms of these numbers. So a general element of a ring of integers of root of Q of root of 10 is a square minus 10 b square. Here you cannot prove this theorem as easily as what you have done in the previous theorem because here we have the negative sign. And the last theorem we have a square plus 5b square. This we know that this is always a positive number. So whenever mod b greater than 1, we can say that this is always greater than or equal to 5. Okay, here we cannot say that we cannot use the same argument here. So that's why this is a little bit tedious to prove this is not possible or these are irreducibles. Therefore, here we give a sketch of this proof of this theorem as if in order to get a and b in such a way that a square minus 10 b square is equal to plus or minus 2, we need to solve a square is congruent to plus or minus 2 mod 10. In fact, we will prove that there is no solution for this, okay, in order to prove this theorem. So we are not going to prove the number theoretical part of this. We will sketch the proof of this. Once you write an equivalent form of this equation is a square congruent to 2, 3, 7 or 8 mod 10 because minus 2 can be written as 8 and minus 3 can be written as 7. So we will prove that the squares mod 10 are in order 0, 1. If you consider integers, then we have 0, 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 6, 9, 4, 1 are the reminders when the squares are divided by 10. So we can say that there is no 2, 3, 7, 8 here. That means there is no a which satisfies this a square congruent to this. That means there is no a which satisfies this condition, a square plus or a square congruent to plus or minus 2 mod 10. That is a square minus 2 or a square minus b square 10 equal to plus or minus 2 or plus or minus 3 are not possible. This is the way we prove this theorem. So we can say that those numbers are again irreducibles. What are they? 2, 3, 4 plus root minus 10, 4 plus root 10, 4 minus root 10. These are all irreducibles, and obviously these two cannot be associated of these two numbers by comparing the norms of this. Norm of this 4 plus or minus root 10 and norm of 2. Obviously norm of 2 is 10 and we can say that norm of this number is 6. So 2 and these numbers never be associated. So these factorizations 2 into 3 and 4 plus root minus 4 plus root 10 into 4 minus root 10 are a different factorization. So this is an example for non-unique factorization domain. similar manner, you can prove that the ring of integers of q of root 15, q of root 26, q of root 30 are examples for non-unit factorization domains.